Have you ever scrolled through social media and seen someone just blow up overnight? Like suddenly they've got the dream job, the perfect body, the booming business, and you're sitting there wondering, how the hell did they get there so fast? You might even feel that sting, like you're falling behind, like everyone else got some secret shortcut while you're still grinding, invisible to the world. But what if I told you? What you're seeing isn't the whole story. In fact, it's not even half. What you're witnessing is the highlight reel, the applause moment, the win in public. What you don't see is everything that came before, the private work, the hours, the rejection, the sacrifices no one posted about. And that's where success is actually built, not under lights, but in the dark. Let's take athletes, for example. You see them lift trophies, you watch the final buzzer beater, the Olympic medals, the victory laps, but you didn't see them running drills at 5 a.m. while their friends were sleeping. You didn't see the injuries, the self-doubt, the nights they cried because they missed the cut again. The wins only come because they put in years of invisible private work. But this idea isn't just for pro athletes. It applies to all of us. Every time you choose to grow quietly, without validation, you're investing in something way bigger than a dopamine hit. You're building a foundation that's unshakable. You're becoming someone who's not just chasing applause, but someone who earns it. There's a strange pressure now to make everything visible. If you didn't post it, did it even happen? We've somehow convinced ourselves that our value is tied to how many people saw us doing something. And yet, the most powerful people, the real winners, are often the quietest. They're not loud about their hustle. They don't announce every move because they're too focused on the process to beg for attention. Let me tell you about a guy named Darren. Nobody heard of Darren 3 years ago. No flashy Instagram, no YouTube channel, no personal brand, just a guy with a dream to build a custom furniture business from scratch. While everyone was posting rise and grind selfies, Darren was in his garage, sanding wood, watching YouTube tutorials, messing up more than succeeding. No likes, no followers, just quiet effort. And then, one day, one of his pieces went viral. Clean, beautiful craftsmanship. The comments exploded. Where did this guy come from? Natural talent. But there was nothing natural about it. Darren had been working in private for 3 years before that one post hit. And now, he's running a 6-figure handmade furniture brand. People see his wins, but they miss the nights he worked alone with no one cheering him on. That's the point. We crave recognition. That's human. But if recognition becomes the fuel, you'll burn out fast. Because when you're not getting applause, when no one's noticing, you'll stop. And most people do. They stop showing up because their progress doesn't feel visible. But the most dangerous progress is the kind you can't see yet. It's slow, internal, quiet. Like roots growing underground before anything blooms. Look at writers, artists, coders, chefs, founders. The people who actually change things, almost all of them started in obscurity. No fanfare, just love for the craft and a ruthless commitment to get better behind the scenes. That's the work in private part. And if you skip that, you might still get attention, but it won't last. It's like trying to build a skyscraper on sand. Flashy for a second, then gone. And let's talk about the psychology for a second. When you work in private, you remove the pressure to perform. You're not performing for likes or trying to impress anyone. You're free to mess up, free to fail, free to be a beginner, which is where all greatness begins anyway. That freedom, that's a gift, because it allows you to grow authentically, not perform for approval. Here's the trap a lot of people fall into. They make a little progress, then they rush to show it off. They start a new habit and immediately post day 1 of 100. But what happens on day 14 when they slip up? Suddenly, the shame of being seen failing makes them quit, because it was never about the habit. It was about the validation. That's why public accountability can sometimes backfire. If your motivation is external, your foundation is fragile, but when no one's watching and you still show up, that's power. You went to the gym and didn't post it. You studied without bragging. You made that meal plan, fixed your budget, practiced your pitch, all without announcing it. That's where character is built. When you win quietly, you're not doing it for applause. You're doing it for you, and that's when it sticks. This applies in relationships too. You don't need to post every date night or anniversary to prove you love someone. Real connection is built in the unposted moments, the conversations when phones are off, the small acts of care no one else sees. Same with friendships, same with family. The best parts of life don't need an audience. Now here's the twist. If you do the work in private long enough, eventually the public wins will come. Because consistency compounds, skill builds, reputation spreads. The world always catches up to excellence. It just takes time. And when that moment comes, when people finally see you and say, "Where have you been?" you'll smile because you know you've been right here, building, grinding, becoming. Let's go even deeper. When you work in private, you're building something way more valuable than success. You're building self-trust. Every time you say, "I'll do it," and you follow through, even if no one's watching, you're telling your brain, "Hey, we show up. That's who we are." Over time, that belief becomes identity, and identity beats motivation every time. Motivation is a spark. Identity is a fire that never goes out. You want to win in public? Build in private, study in private, train in private, heal in private, create in private, forgive in private. Forging that version of yourself without needing applause, that's rare, that's strength. And yes, it's hard, it's lonely. There are days it feels like no one cares. But the truth is, your future self does. Your future self is watching you now, rooting for you to keep going, because every private rep is setting them up for public strength. So let this be your reminder. You don't need to prove anything to the world today. You just need to do the work, quietly, steadily, with heart. Because someday, when you win in public, the world will ask how you did it. And you'll know the real story happened when no one was looking. So now I'll ask you this. What's the thing you've been working on in silence? What dream have you been carrying quietly? What skill are you sharpening behind closed doors? Don't stop. Don't seek permission. Don't beg for praise. Just keep showing up. Because the private you, the one putting in the work, is the one writing the story everyone else will one day celebrate. And if this message hit you right where it needed to, don't scroll past it. Take one small action today. Write the next line. Take the next step. Send the email. Practice the pitch. Record the idea. Go to the gym. Keep the promise to you. Your future doesn't need noise. It needs action. And when you're ready for what comes next, watch this. Why most people quit right before it gets good. That video is the fire you'll need to keep going when the silence feels heavy. Until then, keep building in private. Because the win, it's coming. And it's going to be loud.